Righto, big yard cleanup going on, guys. So we had a big scrap pile of cars that's sitting here where the excavator is, and he's almost worked his way through. So he goes through, pulls the motors, puts them in another pipe, heap of scrap, and then yeah, there's still a big pile up there to go, but we're getting there. The yard is getting cleaned out, which is awesome. Got that new Bobcat, as you remember, to start cleaning stuff out and changing the front yard a bit. I'll show you from up the side. We've got a lot more room now, but yeah, big changes coming. Yeah, you'll see we're still keeping, look, all my Jags are lined up here, my 1-tonners, there's a few BMWs and Subarus. The Ute will do something with, the motor for the dyno, the VLs, stuff for my race car, VNs and HRs and stuff. That thing's got airbags set up in it. We're just making some room. It's good. I'm pretty excited to move through to the next stage. But we still do everything we were doing, the wreck removal and stuff, but the scrap price has started to fall with what's going on in the world. My scrap guy said, look, the price, I've locked in a price for you, so get rid of whatever you can. It killed, like, I'm a hoarder, I can't help. I have to just walk away and let Leith deal with this, because otherwise I'd keep everything. But I just sort of have to not pay attention and go and drive the truck and do what I'm doing, so, which is what I'm going to go and do right now. Rightio, something a bit different today. This is a new piece of machinery for the workshop. It's something we come up against all the time when we buy cars that have been sitting for a long time. The fuel sits in the injectors. Leith does have that system that he has used for years with the jump pack and spraying and all the rest of it, but
can't flow test them.
Well, that's right. You can't see if they're running. I'll show you what it is. An injector cleaner. So I've just bought a machine. So I'll hand the camera over to Leith. I'll unbox it. We'll have a look. So it's going to be, we are going to be doing this. This is an add-on to the machine shop. Okay, so it will be a service we provide for the local mechanics and for the public as well. And it'll be $33, including per injector to get clean. Okay, so this is a 6-cylinder machine, so we can do 6 injectors at a time, which will also be able to show the flow rates of all the different injectors. And this is a machine I've been wanting to buy for quite some time, and I've actually been putting off because it is so expensive. But we have now an injector cleaner machine. I'm going to have to buy a big thing of bulk injector cleaner, which is fine, and I might even buy a bench just to run this machine. So this will just be set up constantly as part of what Leith does. Well, I'm going to do a video very soon on cars I've bought recently. One of the recent cars I bought is R31 Skyline, so it's got an RB30 in it, and there's a VL Wagon as well that I bought recently, so RB30 once again, and those injectors will be terrible. So it's going to be good. We'll be able to have a play with this, show you guys the different flow rates, show you what they're like when they're blocked, and then once we've cleaned them. You know, it's not a magical machine. If the injectors are rooted, but at least you'll know once you've brought them to us and we've cleaned out, say there's 6, there might be 2 that just don't work. Then you can buy 2 instead of buying a whole set. So even though you've got to pay to get them cleaned and assessed, I think that you will save money long term. You know what I mean? So yeah. And we'll be able to see too what they're flowing. You know, once we do some turbo stuff, we've got the bigger injectors and stuff for the TX3s, so we'll be able to sit them through and work it out. What do you reckon, Captain?
Yeah, why not?
Been waiting for this one for a while, haven't we? You'd think I would have been organised before I started the video, but anyway. Righto, so it's pretty basic really. Injectors obviously sit in there, that goes on top. Fluid goes, air goes in the top there to push the fluid through. This is a sonic bath, so with some of them we'll be able to sit the injectors. You can see in there into the stuff, and it will help to free the stuff up. So it won't, you know, if we've got some that don't just flow straight away, you soak them in here. We have got an instruction manual.
I think we pretty much soak them all in there first anyway.
Yeah, and then, yeah, and there's a lot of different connections that, to run all different sorts of stuff. Obviously with anything that you do, there's always something you can't do. But with this machine, it gives us a pretty good variety of ones we can do. But it's one of those things, you buy the first piece of it, and then see it's got all different sort of O-rings and connections, and you know, to start doing them all for all different sorts of injectors. You know, and as time goes on, obviously we'll have to add to a lot of this stuff to keep up with new cars that are coming out. But now, that is our new injector cleaner machine. Yeah, so, but yeah, so that's that. Anyone that wants injector cleaning done, you just ring Leith at the workshop. Very easy to find, just Google us, Kingatow, and you'll find either the towing number or the parts yard number. But he has got the Jag going. I lost a bit of footage, one of the SD cards, so I don't know what I've got and what I don't have, so I'll show you this anyway. It might be jumping forward a bit, and then you'll get a video of getting to where we're at. So, it was throwing belts, okay, so all we can put it down to was, so he's put another radiator in, and he's put a set of thermos in instead of the big clutch fan. We were always worried about the temperature was a little bit high. I'm about to test drive it now. The clutch fan that was on it, like when it was fixed to the car, it didn't seem like it was this stiff. But once you're sort of holding it in your hand, it's got no freeze. So, righto, so what Captain found was, he thinks that because it revved quicker, once you revved it quicker, and then this thing here just not wanting to spin was basically jarring the belt. So I could drive it normally, but if I start showing off, it'd just throw the belt, which was a pain in the ass. But yeah, so deleted the fan basically, thermo fan's on it.
And with those clutch fans too, that little coil on the front there, the more temperature that thing sees, the harder that is to spin. So the hotter the engine gets, the more it wants to spin the fan. And because, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the bottom pulley is massive. So it would have been spinning that fan probably about 2 to 1, I would say.
We did change.
So 6,000 RPM, it's trying to spin that fan about 12,000, and it's just way too much. And the pulley on the alternator,
he
was
replaced
really
that
small.
because didn't have much of a groove, but
and it was way too small. We've
Yeah.
just been spinning the crap out of it. So.
we are going to buy a set of front pulleys for it and try and get that size down a bit lower. But for now, this thing is awesome. The new speedo and stuff are in. I won't show you on this video because there's a whole video of it. I hope I've got the footage there of it. The tacho isn't as good as we were hoping. But as you can hear, this is good now. I'm about to take it for a test drive. We'll go from there. So anyway, injector clean, if anyone's keen, hit us up. And yeah, I'm going to do a walkthrough of the yard today and show you what I've bought over the last month, which is a lot of cars. We'll go from there. Alright. Righto, let's play what did I buy last month. There's a bit of footage of the Jag, of doing the speedos and stuff, but the SD card's not reading, so I'll shoot another video for you. We'll go from there. Alright, so this one's not exciting, but for you guys that know a bit of what's going on, I got in 2 of these actually come in, these lasers, which I know they're not exciting to anyone, they're just a single cam motor, but that one will complete the one I got from Matthew up in Bundaberg, thank you very much dude, which gives us an engine, a wiring harness and stuff like that for that 2-door TX3. I bought another Dodge truck, so for Dodge Fargo, 49 to 53. I think this is a single windscreen one, okay, because the early 49s have the twin windscreen. Everything's there and it's not rusted out. It comes with that front bar, which I'm pretty excited about, and an extra set of doors, which is over there because these ones are a bit average. The cab's not rusty, the bonnet's in good shape, the inner guards are great, and you can tell it's a 53 by the different front end because the Fargos have the 3 stainless ones. So it's just another one. Small chassis. So the plan with these are Jag front and rear ends, so they'll drive nice with power steering and everything. or Sora front and rear ends, and that's why you guys would have noticed I've collected a few Soras that are over there and a lot of Jags. So yeah, so 49 Dodge Fargo. I've got a lot of engines and stuff, as you guys know, to be able to put into that. So the next one is awesome. Okay, so this one's come from Alex. You have heard me talk about him before. He's a guy I met through YouTube and has become quite a good mate. And he does a bit of what I do, but he's right into Fords and stuff like that. He bought this one, and he bought, there's a red Premier you'll see on Facebook for sale. But yeah, so this is an old Red X bash car. So HR Wagon. It's still got a roll cage in it. Alright, roll cage in it. Someone's put like HTGK door trim things, which I don't hate. It is a manual car, and the manual is actually a Celica 5-speed, and that's a lot of the reason why I actually bought this car, because it's Celica 5-speed, disc brake front end, and it has another, oh, it's actually a blue motor 6-cylinder, but it has a lot of rust in the bonnet. Nah, it has air conditioning. Okay, so this car, I paid a bit more for it because it has the bits and pieces that I need, which is air conditioning bracket, another VH40 booster that can be recode. You can see it's got the big carby from a blue motor on it. It has, if you see on the floor down here, see those lines there? They're the air conditioning lines that run through the floor and up the roof to the evaporator, which is up on the top here. There's other sets of wheels there, so there's a couple of center lines and some more jelly beans. It's got an old Claxton horn, which would have come off something like my old Dodge over there. Still got the straight bar. Basically, it looks like this thing come back from one of the Red X bashes and just got parked up. The doors aren't great, but they're also not rooted. I do like the door trim setups and stuff. I haven't even opened the glove box yet to see how many mice turds are in there. Let's take a guess. Guess in the comments how many turds are in the glove box. None, because I can't get it open. But yeah, no, she's a bit of a beach. It's got UHFs and stuff in it. The seats I'm not real fussed on, but at the same time they're there. Look at those speakers, they look just fantabulous. But yeah, see there's another under dash unit up the top there for the aircon. So all that sort of stuff will get used, and the pretty sick roll cage. But yeah, so I've got this. Okay, so HR Wagons, I've got two at home which are in really good shape, which I've had for a long time, that I've accumulated. What have I got for that? A 179 HP motor. I'm going to run a 4-speed auto out of a VN, a 6-cylinder one behind the HP motor. I've got a Volvo diff there. A guy I went to kindergarten with, Feno, rang me a couple of years back and said, I've got these really wide staggered US Indies, which are like 5-slotters, but the big dish ones that I got off him. So they're sort of something I'll hold on to forever, because I got them off a good mate that I've been mates with forever. So I've got a wagon to build at home. And then between this one here was a Red X bash car as well. I didn't buy this one recently, I've had this one for a while, right? But it's, someone's done a handbrake conversion on this one, as you can see, where it's in the center there, which is something I might incorporate into one of my other builds. So yeah, between this wagon though, this one here, and that one there, we might be able to build another wagon, which will give us 3 wagons to build in the near future. And just for you guys that have just dropped in and don't know who we are and what we do, I run a towing company, but for years I've been collecting a lot of old cars and collector cars, and been setting up this workshop here for a one-stop restoration shop. So I won't be working for the public, it's just all the cars that I've bought. So I collect engines, I've got containers full of parts to put all these projects together. So that's what these cars are part of, okay? So nothing really is for sale that I'm talking about today. They will be for sale when they're restored or when I need money, which hopefully will be never. But yeah, it's just part of what we do. Okay, so what else did I buy? These two are V8s. These are going to get cleaned up and sold. They're not part of my restoration stuff. They're just a couple between that one and that one. That one's got a lift kit and stuff in it. It's not a bad vehicle. And that one will give me parts. So we'll be able to put them together, which will be pretty cool. What else we got? Righto. Now, Pintara. Okay, so this thing's a manual. And it's not actually a bag. I know it looks bad because it's been sitting for a while, but it is actually a manual car. It does have poo brown interior. Being a Pintara though, it runs a 4-cylinder, not an RB30, but it's not actually a half bad sort of vehicle. and it's rear wheel drive. So it's not a restoration vehicle, but I think it's something cool. We'll be able to put big wheels on it, and a young bloke will absolutely love that thing. Okay, next to it though is a VL wagon. It's a Bellina. Someone pressure packed it back in the day, and all that'll come off. It's not super rusty, and it's pretty complete. Like it's the dash is in quite good shape. She is an RB30. He said it was running the right. I can't get the bonnet open, but anyway, there is a front bar for it in the back. It's got a little bit of rust, like the screen will have to come out front and rear. This will be one that's added into our mix of getting stuff done. I actually put the back seat down because I wanted to get that bar in there. But yeah, no, she's not too bad. Might wind this window up though, and move on to the next one. So this VL will be part of a tidy up and clean up down the track. I've only got one turbo kit for the black one out the back, but I need another one for this next car. I'm wrapped with this thing. I've been looking for one of these for a long time, and I'm pretty happy with the one I ended up. All right, this next one is one that I've been looking for quite some time. This thing here needs to go. So if anyone's doing up a little Datsun Ute, it is very rusty, but it's good for parts. So hit me up, you can find me, Google Kingatow, you'll find me. Alrighty, R31 Skyline. Doesn't get any better. So I'm not sure if it's a silhouette or not. It's got all the striping and stuff for a silhouette. But yeah, we have had this running and driving. It's a blue interior. It is auto, that sucks a little bit, but at the same time, she's in quite good shape. So I have some more spares and stuff for it, for the dash bits and stuff like that. What do you guys? Do you guys like these R31s? I'm a bit of a fan. They run an RB30 the same as a VL turbo. All right, well this one does anyway. So she's a bit of a gem. What do you guys reckon? Love it, absolutely love it. I'm really looking forward to doing this. This engine here come in. I bought a Ute the other day, so manual, it's a 4-speed, and it's got a bit of a cam. We got this running before we pulled it apart. So yeah, how good's that? It's not rusty, we've had it up in the air, which is pretty cool. What else did we get this week? I got this Ute here. Okay, so this is actually, it's not an XF Ute, it is actually an XE Ute, but it is a little Mexican man. It is. Say hello to Manuel. So yeah, manual XE. Someone stuck a heap of XF stuff on it, but being an XE, it lends itself to a V8 conversion. So I've got this one here that just come in, but then I've got that one there as well to be able to maybe build one, and then I've still got the XE wagon over there, which will give me a front end to change it back to XE, and so these will get added into our restoration stuff. And I'm looking at there's an XR6, I think it's an XR6, a blue one. I tried to stop there today to buy it today, to put into the mix of everything. Now I've got another R31 Skyline here somewhere, and then we'll go out the front. I've got a couple of Fords to show you guys that I bought. All right, so here's our other one. Okay, so this is a bit of a wreck, this one obviously. It's an automatic, but it is an RB30. It does have the RB30 in it. So it might be good for some bits and pieces. I know the rear calipers and stuff off these and the diffs are good for other conversions. So that one there is really just a parts car, but I'm pretty happy with that one as a parts car. Just, it always helps to try and build them. This one here is a bit crazy. I got a phone call a while back for this Commodore here. Guy rings and goes, "Oh mate, I got this customer, he's been T-boned," because you'll see the side of it's rooted. All right, he goes, "Oh, you know, wreck removal one, can you come and get it?" He wasn't insured, and gave him a couple of dollars. Yeah, no worries, I can do that, buddy. Went and paid the guy, grabbed the keys. I didn't even open the bonnet or anything, but then I get a phone call off old Captain, and he goes, "Did you open the bonnet on that crashed VS that come in?" I said, "Nah, dude, I looked underneath, it had a stainless exhaust and stuff on it. Someone had spent some money." He goes, "Did you know that was a 5 litre? So V8 5 litre. I had absolutely no idea that it was a V8. So, but yeah, we've had it running and driving, and it's pretty sweet. So that was a bit of a score. So that's one of the ones that'll get added into the mix for as a donor car. I got this little Ute here. It's just another one of those Mazda Utes, like the Courier out the back. It's a bit rough, but at the same time I've got another blue one out the front that's really rusty. This one, the tray moved and it wrecked that, but these are starting to be worth a little bit of money now, so it's something that yeah, I do like the little mini trucks, so I'm going to hold on to this and maybe do something with it down the track. So yeah, there's a couple. I've got a couple more, I think. We'll take you out the front and show you what else I've got. Yeah, the cars are getting fewer and fewer around these days. You just don't find them, and yeah, but still getting a few. Got a bit of a plan at the moment for some later model stuff that I've sort of been watching. I think the market's going to move, so yeah, I want to get 3 or 4 before the market moves too far, just to add to the mix. But anyway, all right, let's get out the front here and see what else we can have a look at. I've sort of bought this thing. Okay, there's a bit of a story on this. I'm going to do a video on it. It'll be a video of buyer beware, watch what you buy on Facebook, and try and listen when you're told that something's not quite right. But it's a Series 2 Jag 350 Chev Turbo 350, and it just, yeah, when I went out and got it for my mate, it was way out west, and I basically rang him. He didn't answer his phone. I said, look, I'm going to buy this anyway. If you don't want it, I'll buy it off you. But it's a lot worse than he was described and that I was led to believe too. But anyway, righto, what do we got out here? This is one that I'm actually quite excited about. XR8 AU. So red, rough. Yeah, I am actually looking for some Ford hard lids and also some Holden hard lids for utes, because I've got a few utes to get done and I need a couple of Ford hard lids as well as Holden hard lids just to put aside so we can do them. But it's got the right kit. Like, I'm very happy with this sort of Fairmont style body kit. The interior in it's not terrible, but it's, yeah, apparently the auto's good, but I've heard all that before. The interior is not too bad, but this is a good thing and a bad thing. Like, the engine is pulled apart, so yeah, so the engine's apart, the heads are off. There's no big lip in the bore, but at the same time, I'll have a chat to you about that, but we learnt a lesson doing that Jag, where I bought a car with supposed runner, and then you've seen how much money I've spent on the Jag, so we'll probably pull this all together and do a full resto. I want to go through the engine bay and make it absolutely immaculate, like CAD plating bolts, and make it just absolutely spot on this thing. These things are going to be worth coin in the future, the XR8 utes, I do believe. And this one here is a pretty cool car. Now, I come across this one a while back. A mate bought it and sold it to another guy, and I sort of wanted to buy it then, simply because of this interior. Look, see these seats, they're awesome. Like, it's really nice. It's missing the rear headrests, but I may have another car that I can get. It's pretty good. It's just a 6-cylinder, and from what I can work out, this body kit was standard, and it is quite a nice body kit. The rear piece, if anyone has the rear spoiler off one of these, it's actually broken in that back section. I may have the piece and be able to form another one, but if I could buy one, that'd be great. I love the color. I like this thing a lot. I've bought I'll show you in a second. I bought a GT kit, which gives me the different headlights, you know, with the round holes instead of those ones. Like, obviously I'm going to have to get a bonnet and bits and pieces, but I actually quite like this thing. It's going to come up well. But there's the TX3 I was talking about. Now, this isn't my race car one. This is the 2-wheel drive, front wheel drive one, which will use the standard single cam motor, but it'll have a wiring harness. So hopefully that red one out there, and I've got another white one, completes that. So yeah, well guys, that's what I bought this month, I suppose, to add to the collection of the restoration stuff. The restoration business side of things is getting closer and closer every day to starting. Obviously we build a few now to for me to drive, and we fix a few late model cars like the Cruisers out the front there in the workshop there with the roadworthy ready to sell. But yeah, that van's that's gonna be for sale soon. I don't know. Yeah, and this 300ZX in the next 2 weeks will be cleaned, detailed, and I'm going to put it through Grays Online. I'm hoping to get about 12 grand for it. I saw a non-turbo one go through at 771 or something down in Dandenong. I've been watching the auction, so surely a turbo one's worth an extra couple of grand. So, and that's a nicer car than the other one. It's got a few paint blemishes and stuff, but all in all, it is pretty good. And this thing is freaking awesome. But I've got other videos on that. I'll try and recover some of that footage, and we'll show you. And thank you to Andrew for a scissor lift. This is going to help us. I bought this scissor lift because the back, out the back here, is going to be enclosed. So this place hopefully settles. It's supposed to have been last month, but within the next couple of days I've bought the place. And then this back section here will be concreted all the way through here, and then a big high roof, and then hoists across the back here, and maybe some rotisseries and stuff. And then down in this far corner down here will be the paint booth and stuff. Oh yeah, can't remember what your name was, but you asked about my Mazda. Here's my TX3, my all-wheel drive one. Okay, the motor's in there on a stand with everything. Here's my pride and joy and only transport. Now it looks bad, but if you have a really good look, there's bullet holes in the bolt-on panels, but basically the sills and the roof and all that sort of stuff isn't destroyed. So I've got to start collecting. So if anyone's got doors, a rotary nose cone, I need a bonnet, but I am going to actually start. I've got a Hilux diff there already. So I'm going to buy all my brake upgrade, get the diff sorted, buy my panels, make sure I've got all my glass, and just start collecting everything I need to build this thing. And she should come up mint. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Captain hates rotaries. I don't hate rotaries, but we were talking yesterday, he wants nothing to do with this thing, but we're thinking putting well, this one here runs a B6 motor. The BP motor is a 1.8, so that's a 1.6 at turbo that's going in that. But the twin cam Mazda motors, the BP motors, I think that's what I'll end up putting in that. But I'll build it to an extremely high standard, and then if it gets sold, whoever buys it then can put a rotary in it if they like. But for now, I'm probably going to run just a piston engine. But yeah, so I'm going to move all this stuff around out here, and I'll probably do that with you guys because I'm going to make some more room so I can get a few things put away. So yeah, this little mini truck here, I've got this one here in mind for a comedy sort of video series as we build it, but I think you'll find it real funny, guys. I'm looking forward to doing it. I think you're going to love it. All right, guys, thank you for joining in. I'll try and recover some of that footage and catch up with you again soon. So I hope you understand what I mean about the restoration business and why I'm doing what I'm doing. I am a hoarder, yes, but I collect the stuff, and then it'll be daily videos, guys, because there will be stuff going on here every day, and I'll actually be here. Like last week I spent about 45 minutes at the workshop because I'm out on the road all the time. You know, because as you can see, it takes a lot of time just to collect all this stuff, and not just collect it, it takes a lot of time to earn the money to buy it, to collect it. So I don't know, we're getting there, we're getting so close. Like, we've bought the new tyre machine, as you saw before at the start of the video. Like Leith's engine shop is pretty much set up now, a few little bits and pieces, but it's doing really well. As you can see, there's any amount of work coming in for him, which it sucks a little bit because I need him to help me, but he's got his stuff to do, you know. And buying this thing is another massive step forward for just to be able to bring an income in while we're doing the restoration work. And that's the GT kit there that I was talking about, guys. So it's got the flares and all that sort of stuff. So if I can get my hands on the other car that has the bits and pieces to finish that one, the kit will probably end up on the other one. Who knows? So many cars, so little time. But yeah, look at that Jag there, she's mint. All right, see you.